It's Union Berlin versus Furth. It's Berlin up minus 390. Furth massive plus 1300. They are fighting for their lives, but their lives have not got any energy in them. So draw at plus 475. The under or over's 2.5. The over being well juiced at minus 140. Kev, surely this is one of them games where you've got to be very selective in the way you go, but it's got to be revolving around Union Berlin.
Yeah, Furth have got a terrible away record. We know that. They've only taken 3 points away from home all season, although 2 of those were in the last 2 away games. They drew 0-0 at Hoffenheim, drew 0-0 at Eintracht Frankfurt. But I can't really see them causing Union too many problems tonight. Union have hit form at the right time. A few weeks ago, we thought they were running out of steam, but they've managed to put together a winning streak of 4. They won at RB Leipzig last weekend in the league, played very, very well in doing so, got a couple of late goals to turn that one around. And there was a bit of payback, really, because they'd actually played really well in the Cup against Leipzig just a few days earlier and didn't get the rewards for that, but they managed to get the 3 points for the league. So they're in the top 6, which if you'd offered that to them at the start of the season, they would have gleefully accepted it. They've been excellent at home. They've only lost twice all season at home. I think Union will win it, but I've actually looked for different markets to get us some decent value in this one, because Union, it shows you how well they're doing and how bad Furth are on the road, that Union are minus 390 to pick up the win.
Crazy. And the other thing is, it's the first win in Bundesliga this season was actually at home to Berlin. Alex, do we expect Furth to score and contribute? Because if they score, we're going over 2.5 here at minus 140, and then there's your first parlay piece.
Yeah, they picked up 2 points in the last 2 away games, but without finding the back of the net. And we know that at home, Union are one of the toughest team to score against. They just conceded 14 goals all season long at home. So I think that we're talking about 2 different objectives here. Union Berlin, full of confidence after that Leipzig win, which was a revenge from the DFB Pokal a defeat exactly 3 days before they played in the league. 4 wins in a row, fighting for the even the Champions League spot, because let's not forget, Leipzig are playing Gladbach on the road and they have European commitments. Bayer Leverkusen are playing Eintracht. Freiburg are playing on the road against Hoffenheim. So why not? This is a perfect opportunity for Freiburg to cement their European spots, and why not climb in the standings here? I say that this is one-way ticket. It will be a clear win for Union Berlin. I think that they can easily cover the minus 1.5 spread. I don't see Greuther Furth scoring here. Again, this should be an easy win from Union Berlin.
Kev, are you expecting 3 goals in the game?
Not necessarily. I think Furth are awkward, and I think they've learnt that under their coach, Stefan Leitl, who's actually leaving the club. He's announced he is leaving Furth at the end of the season.
Poor guy.
But he has done a super job, really, in the sense that they were always going to go down. It was never about that. They were always going to get relegated with the players at his disposal. But in the second half of the season, they've actually competed really well. And so actually he's given them some pride back. I think it's painful to get relegated, but I think they've done okay. But I think this could be a grind for Union. I think they'll get there. I think they'll take the 3 points. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But it wouldn't surprise me if it was something like 2-0, something like that. I think it'll be, fairly awkward for them to eventually get the 3 points.
What's your official pick then? Because obviously this is we're not going to be talking about this game, especially on a Friday night, if we haven't got an official pick. So what is it?
So it's all about Taiwo Awoniyi, because he's a guy that scored in his last 4 home games. He's been excellent. He's got 9 of his 13 Bundesliga goals have been at home. And there was a spell when they were struggling just after Max Kruse had left, and he was struggling. And I think playing at the African Cup of Nations had taken a bit out of him, and he just looked a bit jaded after a long season. Last few weeks he's been excellent. Hold up play, the strength, the pace. Still a bit rough around the edges in terms of being a finisher, but I think it will cause Furth all kinds of problems. So I'm going to back him to score.
Next season, it will be interesting with Taivo. Next season, I think that he should be there at the top 5 top scorers in the league if he keeps improving. If he's there and he keeps improving, because
I think there's a good chance he'll go to the Premier League. There are 3 or 4 clubs. Yeah, there are 3 or 4 clubs who are very interested in bringing him in.
Oh,
no,
like
but
Brentford.
You're looking at Southampton, West Ham, I believe, have looked at him. Newcastle are considering him. There's a few clubs that are looking at him, and I think he'd do very well in the Premier League. I think he still needs a bit of coaching, still needs a bit of development, but he's got the strength. He's got, all the tools he would need to do well in the Premier League. So he may be at Union next season, but I wouldn't back that with any certainty.
Do you reckon that it will be a great transfer window in the summer for the entire European and also in the Bundesliga? I think that we'll see major changes at each club, right?
I think so. I still think that the pandemic's had a big impact on a lot of clubs, especially in Germany. So
and
I think
also,
they'll be careful,
Kevin, and also not a lot of people do their business prior to a World Cup. Normally they wait until so I mean January.
It's different this time. It's different this time.
That's true, but I do think it's different. I think because I know you've got that World Cup obviously in December, but I do think there'll be a lot of players actually looking to move, because if they're in a situation, I mean, that doesn't apply to Awoni, but if you've got players who are not playing, they'll be desperate to move to make sure that they are playing by the time the World Cup comes around.
Yeah,
so
but
you know how this works.
Yeah, exactly. You use the World Cup as a showcase and a proper window. How many times there'll be at least 3 players in this World Cup that none of us would have even batted an eyelid, and he'll be the hottest thing that comes out of it, and all of a sudden he'll get a move, and we'll not see him again. And Costa Rica's Joel Campbell was one of them. Everyone thought, oh my God, he's going to be the next big thing. No, he's played in Mexico somewhere. Anyway, listen, we spent too long on this Friday game because it's a nothing game, and we've only got a anytime goal scorer. I say only, it's probably another winner. Awoni is to score at +115.